to enjoy throughout the day, with the bounce houses and the video game trucks and all of that fun stuff. And last year we were able to serve, we had just about over 1,000 people. We had about 600 adults and just over 400 children. And that was just from the information we got from those who registered for the event. And so we've had participation from several different vendors where we bring in community organizations that come in and offer resources to those in attendance. And then we also, of course, do free food. And we just want to be able to bless and provide for our Lansing community. Everything is free that we have at the event. And this year we're looking to serve over 1,500 people. And my side here, we also offer free entertainment throughout the day, which is why we rent the stage. We rented the stage through the city last year, and so we are looking to do that again this year.
Okay, that's great. And I see your event is scheduled for August 29th. It sounds like it's growing and becoming bigger and serving additional community members.
It
So
is.
I think that's great. Again, any questions or comments from from committee members?
Just quickly, so the event, if someone, I didn't hear this part, someone was interested in getting involved, or they needed, would like to come to this and get
Mhm.
things, is there a, requirement? How does that work?
So this year, just to keep our the line, I guess, moving, because our event starts at 10 a.m., but we have people lining up as early as 6 a.m. because we're offering so many different resources. And so to keep that line moving, once we do start the event, we offer pre-registration, and they can just sign up and put in, name, phone number, email address, just basic contact information, in the hopes of keeping that line moving quickly. Registration is optional, it's not required, but it does help to keep our line moving, when we start the event.
Okay, so no one has to register, they can just show up.
They can just show up. Yep.
And it's open to everyone.
Open to everyone.
We
Mhm.
even had people that's come as far as Detroit, Flint,
Mhm.
Jackson to the event.
Excellent, thank you.
You will also have flyers here. You guys.
Oh, sure.
Flyers.
Oh, thank you, Renee.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I remember this last year, and I feel like there were a lot of kids and families in Lansing that also kind of treated it as sort of a back to school
Mhm.
event. We're able to get some resources tangibly from it. I think
Yes.
that's also great too, and also just being community, right?
Yeah.
So if it's open to the group, I would move to amend the resolution to fund Pilgrim Fest for $1,000 as well.
Thank you.
Okay, that is a proper motion. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank
Thank
you. so
you.
much. Thank you for being here. And good luck on your event.
I posed the wording back to school. It is June 12th. Can we slow our roll a little bit, Teach?
That's fair. That's fair.
Teach, exactly. It's funny. Okay, moving on to item 5D, the resolution for the noise special permit, Public Service Department's request to allow for the Lansing Avenue Pump Station lapse project.
Good
Hello.
afternoon.
Good
Brian
afternoon.
Hite with the City of Lansing Public Service. And this is the resolution requesting the ability of the contractor to perform work on Saturdays. And again, as previously discussed with the committee, this is a matter of catching up with the project schedule. We've had a little better luck with the weather this year, which has been positive, and the contractor has been able to get some of the first walls poured for our equalization basin. So the idea is to get us closer to our original completion date in the spring of 27.
Okay, great. And to my recollection, we haven't received any community response in opposition to adding the Saturday work. So if there are there any questions or comments from committee members on this particular matter? Councilmember Cost?
Just a quick question. 4:30 is mentioned in here at the end
Mhm.
until 4:30, but then we have 5 o'clock in the third whereas and the
Third paragraph.
is,
Mhm.
yeah. Is it 4:30 or 5?
The idea was to close at 5, but if you have it at 4:30, then they can make sure that they have put their material away for the day. But 5 o'clock would be the most uniform time to ensure consistency.
Then it would be.
Yeah,
And
we
it
could,
goes 2 to 4:30 and 8 a.m. Start time looks accurate.
Correct.
Typically, these are 7, aren't they?
Right. Part of it is to be consistent with other operations. If 7 is available for this contractor, they would take that though.
No, I'm not complaining about 8
Understand.
a.m. It's preference on the weekend to do 8 a.m.
Understand.
That's it.
I would, if there,
so it'd be the amended, it would be amended because we're
okay,
aligning the
I would
times.
move the amended resolution for item D then.
Okay, that is a proper motion. All those in favor, please say aye. Thanks so much for
Thank
being
you.
here. Thank you. Okay, moving on to item 5E, a resolution to petition for maintenance and improvement of the Keller Drain. And we have Dan here, is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes, I'm Dan Danke with Public Service. I run Herd on Drains for the City and Public Service Department. Back in April, we had a lot of heavy rain, particularly in the southwest part of town.
Mhm.
We got about 6.5, 7 inches in about a 10-day span. The result was we had significant flooding in the Old Farm Lane neighborhood. The water reached the foundation of the property at 3926, and the lady there had significant basement flooding where some pumps could not keep up with it, primarily because the pond reached to her house. She called Public Service. We sent O&M out to take a look at it. The sanitary main was running free, so it wasn't the sanitary that was causing the problem. It was groundwater out there. So we did some further investigations looking at it, and we concluded that it was likely the failure in the Keller Drain, which provides the outlet for the retention basin for that neighborhood. We contacted the Eaton County Drain Commission's office. They came out, we met with the lady, looked at it, and basically concluded that, yeah, we needed to do some work out there. And I think, can I have the
Sure.
Marcus service from the Deputy Drain Commissioner for Eaton County?
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Good afternoon. So when we were out there on site, there was multiple issues where the catch basins in the road that drain the roadway, they were full right up to the top of the road. And the pond that's in the back that everything drains to was significantly fuller than it ever has been before, talking with one of the residents on the end of Old Farm Lane. I had spoke with our maintenance supervisor, John, in the Eaton County Drain Office. He hadn't been aware of any issues lately out there. He hadn't had any calls out there. And again, the Eaton County Drain Office is mostly complaint-based maintenance. So if we don't get a call, it's not, we've got over 700 drains. It's kind of hard just to keep checking on each one. Furthermore, John's been out there doing quite a bit of maintenance. It looks like the oldest tile where Old Farm Lane is was put in around 1931, so it's right around 100 years old. And with all the development that's happened in that area since 1931, everything's just undersized and overwhelmed for what it's servicing.
Thank you. Thank you for that background. Any questions here on this request or the property itself or the effects? I did read in some of the notes that the water was surging 2 to 3 feet, and really just overwhelming some of the homes in that area. Pooling water, it can create a health hazard really, with like insects and all different types of activity that can happen there. And also on these notes that the Keller Drain was actually established in 1882. So that's, yeah, definitely. With the field tile being installed about 100 years ago, some improvements in the 1960s and 70s. Yeah, so I don't have any specific questions, but I do thank you for offering additional context and information
You're
and
welcome.
the role of Eden County, as these offices have been communicating, it looks like it's been several months of work that has been put into this communication and really trying to understand what specifically is happening there. Questions?
Yeah, just
Councilmember
quickly,
Fest.
maybe I missed it. What is the time frame on this? I know we're going from what, a 15-inch to a 27-inch pipe on this project? Or drain?
That was a project that was done in, was that 62?
Oh,
That was done in 62.
Sure.
There's really been nothing done on the
On-
drain since 1962.
And where it starts at Old Farm Lane, it starts out as like a 6 or 8 inch tile. And it doesn't really become a larger tile until it reaches the trailer park where it becomes a 36 inch. But that's because it was built in 98, so they accounted for more drainage at that point, but the rest of it is just completely. I mean, there's 8 inch and it goes up to 12 or 15 inch by the trailer park, just south of that.
and I assume it, when you say 98, you mean 1998?
1998, yes.
So yeah, if I can just add something.
Sure.
So we did records review of the drain, at the drain office, and yeah, the newest.
Could you give your name?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Thank you.
Pete Verstra and Resource Engineering had drafted a report there along with Marcus. So the newest section of the drain is 1962. That's what's in the ground now. Other than what goes through the trailer park, which is in good condition, but that's a 36 inch that drains down to a 27. The upper end where all the issues are that we're seeing, that is the project that was last completed in 1931. So that's, but yeah, like you said, the drain was originally established in 1882 or whatever. So.
Okay, yeah, and to Councilmember Cost's question, I do have a question about what next steps look like, because our resolution is to authorize the filing of a petition for maintenance, right, for improvement, but what does that actually mean in real time? What are those next steps to move towards that?
Sure.
Excuse me. So, like Marcus said, the drain office is limited to what they can do under maintenance. They are allowed a little over $10,000 per mile of drain in funds that they can spend under maintenance. And if the project, the improvements that are needed to resolve the issues exceed that, then we have no choice but to seek a petition, and that's can be done by landowners or municipality. So the next steps, if this board finds that petition should be filed, a board of determination meeting would be held, and that would be 3 disinterested property owners in the drainage district. They would hear testimony from anyone within the drainage district, the municipalities, anyone impacted by this, to determine if a project is actually necessary. So nothing moves forward unless the property owners and the people impacted by this drain are able to prove to that board that there is a problem. And then if that happens, then we move forward, the drain house moves forward with the design of the improvements.
Thank you. And then if you could tell us, will this resolution, if we vote to pass the resolution and council posts the resolution, will this ultimately be sent as part of that package to Eaton County and their consideration, along with, the resident testimony? And
Yeah, so that
So
would
on.
be the impetus to have that meeting.
great.
So,
Okay.
And I'd like to add also, part of the issue with maintenance on a drain, per the drain code, you can only replace it with what's there. So if it's a 6 inch tile, you've got to dig up the old 6 inch tile that's broken and replace it. And the only way in the drain code to upsize the drain is to do a petition. It's technically illegal to put in a larger pipe, even though common sense says that's what it needs. It needs more flow and more volume. We can't do that, so.
And so
Councilmember Cost?
that petition separate from petition here. Then,
This is a chapter 8 drain, and as said, you either have to have 5 citizens petition within the district, or there's an option for a municipality
I see.
based on health and
so
public
that's,
welfare to go petition for it. So what will happen here is if you approve and council approves the petition, it gets then forwarded to the drain commissioner. He'll set up a board of determination. And at that, they will, based on testimony at that, will determine if a project is viable. If they do determine a project is viable, then it goes on to the next step, and there's lots of steps with it. It's not the same as the Montgomery drain, but it's a similar process.
Okay, all right, yeah, that clarifies it, because I was confused about the petition, but because I thought that's what we were doing here, so.
Mhm.
Okay, that clarifies my questions. I don't have any other questions other than, there's a typo. It's Danke with
Yeah.
a E, not a
You
W.
know, it was late yesterday when I was finishing it up and I didn't.
No, it's not you. He admitted he's the one that authored this. I'm looking right at you.
Where did I miss?
I would move the resolution for the petition for maintenance and improvement of Keller Drain.
All right, that is a proper motion. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank
Appreciate your
you.
time. Okay, moving on to item 5F, the special assessment resolution. Just a note about this, we do have, this committee will be provided with some additional documents. These were included in the packet, but have been, oh, perfect, yes. Please come up. Take your time. We'll get ourselves situated here. That is perfect. And we will go in this exact order. And we do have, I think we may have a copy of this in our packet, or is this duplicative or?
This is all.
This is third.
Okay. Okay, and you have photos attached with these.
And it is in the.
Okay, yeah, so,
That's all.
fantastic. Thank you. Okay, and when you are situated, if you could just state your names for the record, which office you work for, and then we can get going on this portion.
Good afternoon. My name is Aidan Dong with Public Service.
Michelle Smalley with Public Service.
Aiden and Michelle, thanks for being here. So yeah, as we just discussed, we are going to start at the top of the list and work our way through. And just a note that if time does not permit, typically we end these meetings at approximately 5 p.m. Because of staff time and other considerations, but we will pick up at our next committee meeting, which is June 25th. Is that correct? June 25th at 4 p.m. So we will begin with the first address, 3511 Turner Street. Date of service is December 17th of 2025. There is an assessment of service time from between 0 and 20 minutes and a cost of $149. Do we have the property owner for 3511 Turner Street present? We do not. Okay. And just to note, we do need to address each assessment individually, and then we will move to the actual role. So any questions or comments on 3511 Turner Street? Okay, and do we have a motion on this appeal?
I would move to deny the appeal.
Okay, we do have a proper motion. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Okay, moving on. 247 East Thomas Street, date of service December 18th. Again, the same time frame, up to 20 minutes. And if I could just ask a brief question before we continue down this path. Typically what we see in contracts for service with the city is there may be a flat fee for any service performed within a specific time frame because these individuals are going out to properties, they are conducting some type of work. And it looks, based on the information we have, that there is a scale of time and charges for these services. But could you tell us what the flat fee is in this particular contract for snow and ice removal?
So this last year, we've been having a snow and ice contract removal the last 5 years. This one needed a refresh. So it was out to bid for a new adjusted price with all the companies out there to see if they're able to participate. And there's out of 4 contractors, we went with the lowest and more equitable. And we worked with one of them, and then the other one we thought we'd bring in just to assist with additional concerns this year, because we kind of assumed that there'd be more snow this year that we would need help to abate. But Myers was the one of them. They were at 75 for the first 20 minutes, and additional after that. So,
Mhm.
oops, sorry.
Are you asking what the flat rate is for the clearing of snow?
Well,
Or
I'm
are you asking what the
interested.
Contractor is charging.
Right. So my first question was going to be for the contractor, and then my understanding is that the total charge that a property may receive would include the city fees incorporated with that.
Yep, I do have it too. So yeah, Myers was for the first 20 minutes was $80, and additional was 32, and then Real Green was the other contractor that we utilized this year, which is 75 for first 20 minutes of clearing, and then 45 for additional 20 minutes, and 2 other ones that were a little bit higher that we did not go with. So
Okay, so you worked with Myers and Real Green
yes, this year.
for these. Okay.
In the past, we only worked with one contractor, and this is the contract that started from 2020 to 2025. And this year, like I said, we bid out just to get some new pricing and see if something else is better appropriate. So
Okay.
So what was the cost on the additional for both of those?
For Myers was 32 for each additional, and then Real Green was for 45 for each additional.
Each additional 20 minutes?
That is correct. Yeah.
And the photos presented are from the contractor, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, well, we are on our second property, 247 East Thomas Street. The date is December 18th for up to 20 minutes of service for $149. Any questions or comments on this property?
Just a quick question.
Mhm.
And if I'm looking at this correctly, did they clear 247? Do we know if they cleared the sidewalk and then just left that little bit of slush at the drive?
So
And then we went further, or there's 3 photos?
I think that's what.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just leave the slush of the drive.
Yeah, there's a second, this middle photo just got slush driveway.
Yep, I didn't see
Through
that.
the driveway. and behind that, that's what it's doing.
This is leading me to more questions, and thank you for asking that. In addition to that, it looks like, do you happen to know, I mean, are they going out with shovels? Are they using a plow? It looks like maybe a shovel was utilized to get behind that one vehicle that is in
So-
the driveway, but do they use a plow? How do they accomplish this?
So it depends on the site, but I will say that because of all of the ice that accumulated this year, and especially on more major streets, the ice was very thick. They had to go out with pieces of metal to break up the ice
Mhm.
and then shovel it away. They also used salt. If you're talking about a very wide sidewalk, I think they can use heavier equipment like a bombardier or something like that, but I think typically it's with a shovel.
Okay, so typically they're not out there with a snow plow that they're taking from property to property. They're using shovels and
I won't say never, but based on the nature of what needed to be cleared this year, it would be really hard to do it with a snow.
Just out of curiosity, does anyone have handy the language of the snow removal ordinance? And
I do. Well, I have, and I don't, I can get the ordinance, but I do have the proposed budget resolution from fiscal year 15 that approved these fees as well.
sure,
Oh, sorry, this is the process I kind of put together for clarification.
and then I guess my other question was, how many of these were complaints from nearby residents or neighbors, or how do we?
All of them are complaints. We don't go out and do sweeps in neighborhoods.
So every single one of these, a neighbor
Yes.
made a call.
And Aiden, did you say we had over 600 this winter?
Yes, so typically it's spurred from someone's utilizing the sidewalk and they just don't go to one spot and they walk around like a pathway. So when we go up there, get at least a few houses in the area, so that way we don't just go after one resident or one parcel there. The intention is to clear a walkable pathway for the public. But yeah, we had over like 600 concerns, generated a work order there. Had to go re-inspect, so.
Thank you.
Yeah, I guess it just, looking at this, again, did we figure out if they clear some of the sidewalk and we took care of the rest? Is that what I'm looking at?
From this picture, to clarify the very first one, I think that's the issue. And maybe they didn't get the driveway, they went back and got the driveway. They based off that picture for clarification, they went back and got those.
Well, I would move to deny the appeal. Or any other questions?
you do have a motion. Any other questions on this particular one?
I mean, with this one specifically, because 3/4 of the sidewalk was cleared, I would think that this would be, so the 149 must be the 75 from Myers and then our fee. Because what is the fee on the?
So there is are you talking about the fee within the 149?
Yeah, so
Okay, so that is broken down into $70 for the first 20 minutes. And then $79 for administrative fees.
Okay.
Administrative fees would be paying the salaries and the vehicle equipment type fees that are incurred by the department.
And you went with the
As
lowest
well.
bidder.
Pardon?
And within this process, you all went with the lowest bidder.
Yes.
Yeah.
so the minimum fee is $149.
Correct.
And instead of like additional fines, so these are just incurred expense, just being out there and kind of monitoring and investigating the situation, so there's no additional fines to the resident or homeowner.
And I'm curious on this one, do we, for instance, someone came back out, took a picture that it wasn't complied with. It looks like that was, and then we clear it and we see it's not complied with, I assume. I see it's in the fucking picture. Do we say, it looks like they cleared 3/4 of this, maybe you should knock on the door and say, hey, you gotta finish this last 8 feet?
But I just want to
sorry, this is
clarify the
the
pictures.
247.
Based on my understanding, so those pictures, is that from Myers?
So.
That's maybe a procedural question, like what is the policy on
Yeah.
that? Mhm.
So when your permit staff goes out and double checks it, at that point, if it is still snowy or icy, it is then referred to the contractor. We do not see it again until the contractor provides photos of the work done. Is that
That
correct?
is correct, yeah.
So we visit to post the notice. We give an additional 24 hours. We go back after 24 hours. If it still isn't cleared after the additional 24 hours, it is given to a contractor. The contractor goes, if the contractor notices that the property has been fully cleared within ordinance specifications, then they will note that and then move on to the next property.
And how long would you typically say between, so, you know, you give the notice, then there's an additional 24 hours between the call for the contractor and them arriving? How long would you say is typical?
It depends too on their workload, because sometimes we set them like, 10 work orders, if you can't catch up, that's the reason why, we decided to go with 2 contractors to help, trying to address that situation as soon as we can, but that, typically varies too, so. First process is inspection, after 24 hours after the snow, and then inspector goes out, pulse, blue placard on the window, on the door there, door, and then after that 24-hour lapse, we go back out for reinspection, and if the snow is still there, we send it for abatement. And the contractor comes there and take a before picture before they clear the snow. And
Yeah.
then that's when the process starts, and that's
How-
when.
So how long between that time and when you call the contractor and he arrives? And what I'm trying to understand is, to Councilmember Cost's question, this isn't in a matter of like, you have 10 minutes to clear this 8 feet of snow. This could be 5 days
that
later.
is- yeah,
That's
it
what I'm
varies.
trying to understand.
It
Okay.
varies from a couple of days to even a week.
So we,
To up to a week sometimes.
Yeah. And this depend on the snow accumulation, all that stuff we take it into a factor too, like say that we send it to them, but then it snows, so we have to tell them, hold on, don't go on yet until the snow clears and go check it afterwards, so.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you, Sherry.
Does that answer the questions that have been asked thus far? We do have a motion on the table for the second property. Okay, hearing and seeing nothing else, we do have a motion to deny the appeal. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed?
oh,
Thank you. Moving on to 4913 North Grand River Avenue. This occurred on December 18th of 2025. The assessment is for between 21 and 40 minutes. The amount of $219. And I do see in the appeal that was sent to, sorry, looking, I have these out of order. Apologies. So this particular person claims that they have a they actually contract with someone to take care of their snow, is how I read this. They were claiming it was cleared. Okay, we do
is there a
have,
finished photo in here somewhere?
So this one was a special circumstance because I had. Yep, so.
Yep.
The summary for that was we posted on December 16th, our staff did. We followed with a reinspection at 12/7. Noted thick ice buildup, sending for a patient, and then our contractor noted that initial scrape and salt application at 909, return and scrape cleared code at 140, but there was a truck on site attempting to clear sidewalk with the plow, so we left. And then they know they're happy to return back if they need to. So,
There's not another photo.
so basically they started the process, then, so property owner decided to show up and, or the contractor there decided to show up and try to take over. That one, not much they can do on their end, so.
So you're saying we started the process of clearing the snow
Yep.
and then they had someone show up in the middle of that process?
That's,
Okay, thank you.
So did they actually spend 21 to 40 minutes on their portion of it?
they know that they start at 9 AM, like salting and starting the process, and then, it's ended at, 1:40 PM there, and they left this place.
So they were there from 9:40 to
9.
9 o'clock to 1:40.
Yep, so typically with the ice buildup, they have to apply the salt and come back and address that issue because or else they'll be just there scraping out ice. That's typically the issue. With stone ice, a lot of it, you have to apply salt and try not to come after and finish the process.
Okay, so it looks like, I mean, according to this timeline, the notice was posted and 2 days later they were back and there was enough there for them to conduct some work. Where the property owner took over. Questions on this one?
It's got 21 to 40 minutes here. And it sounds like the contractor simply iced it. So I'm wondering if this one wouldn't qualify under 0 to 20 minutes, if they're just throwing down some salt and then came back later. Not sure that. I mean, looking at the last two we looked at, which they did actual work, remove some snow and ice. That was 0 to 20. And this one's 21 to 40, but just sounds like they did a salt application and then left. And then when they returned, the company was there.
Yeah, it's not like they were there from 9 AM to 1:40 PM conducting work. They did put some salt down.
I think the issue for me is the timeline. So how many days passed before they were actually conducting work? It was within that additional 24-hour mark. Correct?
It was set to, abatement, it's already past that, our mark.
Okay. So do you know how many days does it cost or get pushed to abatement?
This actually was 2 days after the initial complaint came in. So 12/16 was the initial complaint. We submitted it to the contractor December 7th. And then it looks like the work was done later on the 17th of December. So it would have been over the 24 hours. I'm sorry, the 18th of December is when the work was done. It would have been over the 24 hours, closer to 48.
Closer to 48.
Yes.
I would move to deny the appeal.
I have a question for legal. Because personally, I am a bit split on this. I see both sides of it, right? Like something was done, some work was conducted. Looking at the photos like this, I don't know, having not seen, a final image, do we have the ability to alter the assessed amount? For example, if they did spread salt, to me, it would seem reasonable to request an altered amount, like maybe to that $149 rate versus the 219 that is on this assessment.
Well, in terms, I don't know, this goes to me.
Yes.
Okay, so, okay, I can hear. So in terms, I don't think our office can kind of determine like, in terms of like the amount, the cost in terms of later. Just remember, whatever you decide, it has to be based on the cost of the benefit that was given to the property because there was no service that was covered. So that's just, I would just keep in mind that concept as you're looking at it, and you have to be consistent with what you're deciding. So that's about what I could say on that.
Yes,
So
Councilmember Huff.
I believe that we can set whatever amount we want on these, or grant in full or deny in full. Now there has been a motion, I believe, by Councilmember Martinez to deny in full. So we would have to defeat that motion and then an amended motion for partial grant, partial acceptance of the appeal for the amount, whatever amount, perhaps that minimum amount.
Okay, we do have a motion, a proper motion, to deny the appeal in full. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Opposed.
Opposed, okay.
So I would move the resolution to amend it to $149 minimum fee and grant the appeal for 100 of the, yes, so it'd be what? Yeah. Grant an appeal of $70.
Okay, that is a proper motion. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Same.
Okay, that motion is granted. Thank you. Moving on to 1410 Comfort Street. The service was provided on December 12th. The allotted amount of time, the service time is recorded as 61 to 80 minutes and a charge of $359 for this assessment. According to the photos, I mean, we can see that the work was conducted. It seems to appear completely covered in the first photo. The second photo clearly shows that ice was scraped, snow was removed, salt was placed on the sidewalks. Any questions on this appeal?
No, this one's pretty clear.
Okay.
I move to deny the appeal.
Okay, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Thank you. Moving on to property number 5, that is 3331 Melody Lane. We had the date of service is December 18th. The time of service is recorded as 21 to 40 minutes and the assessment is for $219. Here,
We don't have any photos.
we
of-
only have photos of the notice itself. Do we have any notes or anything?
Double checking that right now.
Thank you.
So that the
We might have,
931 to apply heavy salt and scrape tenacious.
photos, I think it's just the technical issues, they want people to upload it for that.
If there's no other photos. They noted the work was done, but there are no other photos.
I guess, you guys know why in the letter it says that they don't have a sidewalk in front of their house.
This person I did reach out to and try to explain to her that Coolidge, the city recently did a sidewalk connection there on the west side. It belongs to the city, and east side is city east lanes or north of that, sorry. And then the intention was to provide walkable pathway for the public. I understand that sidewalk's been in a few years already, and maybe they do not know the ordinance or requirements that it should be.
So they're a corner house.
Their sidewalks adjacent to their house. It's a pathway on which. We did provide them additional time and resource, and I think it was just wasn't addressed, and we had multiple complaints in that area.
Yeah, it's right on the corner of Melody and Coolidge. So I'm assuming this is the Google Maps doesn't have the updated sidewalk, but I just walked through there the other day, so I know in fact there is a sidewalk there.
When you say that additional time was given, what did that look like? I'm just curious about that.
The lease. I did spoke with the resident on the phone, seeing if we can
Mhm.
wait a little bit before we send it out. Timeline there, I would say at least 3 days on that.
It looks like the notice was for 12/16.
Yes.
Yeah. Any other questions or comments on this particular property?
I mean, I know there's a sidewalk there. I think the frustration is no photos. Is this like a different contractor than the other one that was taking photos?
This one is actually one we've been using. They did do a
They're
good job,
really
and
good.
this one I
They're
would
really
say it
good.
might be a technical error. That
Okay.
one, we could retrieve it for sure. They have copies of it still.
Well, I would move to deny the appeal.
Okay, a proper motion has been made. I do have one quick question, and this is just about the packet we received. Was this photo submitted along with the appeal? There's a
So-
Los Angeles
Okay.
address on it. I don't
So let
understand
me
that.
explain.
Okay.
The initial part of all of the packages is what went to the clerk's office. The clerk emailed me the information, so I dropped it in the folder. It did not print as it probably was supposed to. So you're going to find a couple of files like that with it was documentation that the homeowner had sent. At least one of them was for a hospital stay. I'm not sure if it's that particular address or not. But it only showed a very small corner of the invoice that he wanted to send.
Thank you. Okay, you did move to deny the appeal.
Mhm.
Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you, that passes. Moving on to 2205 East Michigan Avenue, service date of January 29th. The service time is approximately 20 minutes and the service charge for $149. You have, it's like photos of this service provided. It's pretty clear. Work was completed. Any questions or comments on this particular address? Councilmember Cost?
From the market. Okay, they were here.
Oh.
And it's the next Michigan one. Yeah, this is pretty cut. I was looking at the address up here,
Oh.
the mailing address, but that's East Lansing. That's not this.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and this is, to be clear, this was not me that turned these in. This is at the corner of my house. Right around the corner from my house. But yeah, no, we had some trouble with
Yeah.
sidewalks and getting cleared. and
Thank you for
that's
that
fine.
clarification.
I would move to deny the appeal.
Okay, it's a proper motion. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. next up, 2208 East Michigan Avenue. Yes. Oh, we do have a, okay. If you'd like to, yeah, come up to the podium. Would like to give us a few minutes and, certainly place some testimony on the record and then we'll move forward.
I'm the downstairs tenant of the building. I've been a resident there for a couple of years and I was responsible for clearing the snow over the course of the winter. Sorry, my voice is a little loud. I was on site that week. I was trying to keep up with the snow. I didn't receive any kind of a notice that there was an issue or that it had any work had been done on the property at all that week. The guy that I contracted with to clear the lot had done so, I think it was 6 days before the date of the assessment. So
Is it, you said you're the tenant?
Mhm.
Is it, you're in your lease, your responsibility or the owner's responsibility to clear the snow?
I believe the snow is under my lease for the both the lower and well, I'm in the lower part of the building. There's an upper suite, which I believe the assessment was for the sidewalk up there. During that month, there wasn't actually an upstairs tenant, so I was trying to do both lots. So
Thank you.
I would think that the deeper question of, that being empty and that technically is the landlord's responsibility would be something that the courts would need to decide, correct, city attorney?
I can bring that to the city attorney's office and get the answer later.
I think there's a subsection in my lease that specifically stipulates if there's no upstairs tenant, then I'm responsible for both.
Never mind.
Just to save you guys some time.
Okay, and just a note, to put this out here, and I know we haven't addressed this portion yet, but, the property owners, and I do see they have, their name on a sign in front of the building. The property owners through the city would be responsible, and I understand that there's some legalities with your lease agreement as well to be considered. But just for your awareness and for the property owners' awareness, after all of these determinations are made and voted on, there is a 35-day window to appeal this decision to the Michigan Tax Tribunal. It should be noted on the paperwork they've received, the property owners have received. So just so that you're aware of that as well.
Yeah, I think that was mentioned in the notice that Colleen received about it.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments from committee members? So much for your time.
Thank you, guys.
I guess, Councilmember Pellegrini.
Yes.
The first photo that's in this packet, I'm sorry, second photo. Well, first and second, is that what we saw as a violation? With some of that cleared like that, and then
So the first and second photos were sent in by the Spellman, or possibly by Ms. Seacos.
okay, so that was with the letter.
Yes, those came in.
Oh.
Anything after the notice that was posted is what photos are.
So the
contacted.
last 4 pages of our packet would be the contractor submission. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, clearly they did clear it.
I see the adjacent property did clear, but I guess then becomes another question for me, if I may. It looks like that, but I see where they've cleared it in the last photo. But then the next property has like this weird mound of snow and then theirs isn't done. So when we're going out, like say that whoever went out and saw this 2208, did they take a peek next door too and say, oh yeah, it didn't get done?
There, I just noted there's 7 other properties on Michigan Avenue receive abatement
Okay.
to so.
It looks like the mound of snow is surrounding a small tree, so maybe
It's
snow
more to
is-
the left of that. If you see, there's like a line.
That's where the bus stop is on the corner right there.
Yeah, which it's that mound is a little concerning too. Since that's the gas stop, but I'm talking like to the left of that, in front of the doors with the glass windows.
Any other questions or comments on this one? Do we have a motion on this appeal?
I would motion to grant the appeal.
Okay, we have a proper motion. Any questions or comments on this particular motion?
Just quick, I mean,
Councilmember Cox?
typically I would absolutely agree with the grant, but I see that the sidewalk was not cleared. We did in fact do work. This is a tough one, and I guess for clarification, if I may, do you know, Michelle, after the snow violation notice, the first picture we see, it's kind of like this long view. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't most of what we're looking at here the neighboring property? Yeah, and then there's a driveway.
This is, I don't know what property this is. This is the area here that's in question, and I believe this is the cross street here or possibly a driveway. But I don't know if you guys can see that there's still quite a bit of place there. This is a better picture here.
So this is a close-up of what we're viewing in the distance up here.
This is right in front.
Mhm.
This is, it's,
Yeah, our photos do show that, right? Like with the,
so this is more relevant, I guess, to what you guys are looking.
like these are all.
I think what I'm looking at here, I mean, it's clear the city did some work.
Mhm.
I don't know that $499 is appropriate for. I mean, I walk past this 8 times a day. It's like 10 feet of sidewalk. I know it's wide, but it's still very tiny. But on the same hand, it's clear that work was done. I mean, I don't know that I would support a full grant, but I certainly would support a reduced amount. I think we do have a motion.
We do have a motion on the table to grant the appeal. So let's take that one first, and if there is a step after that, we will address it at that time. Okay, so we do have a motion to grant the appeal. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion to deny. Nay, I'm sorry,
Opposed.
all those opposed? Opposed. Okay, so do we have a follow-up motion?
Yeah, so I would move to reduce it down by what is that, $199, so actually, I'm sorry, 249, am I doing my math right, to the minimum charge,
Charge would be 149.
which is the minimum charge, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So I would move to charge the minimum on this property. And some of my reasoning here is just the size of it, but we also did work on this property. So I would
Okay,
move to grant the appeal for
that would be $350.
$350, yes.
Okay,
So backwards.
that is a proper motion to grant the appeal in the amount of $350 and reducing the fee to $149. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Next, I do want to be mindful of the time. It is 5:06 and we have,
have one other,
Person.
okay,
they are here for 513 West Lapeer.
513 West Lapeer, okay. Okay, are you Kathy? Okay, yeah, why don't we take this last property and we will move the remaining properties to our next scheduled meeting. So this is number 14 on our spreadsheet. Kathy, if you'd like to come down to the podium. And it'll take us just a moment to get to your packet here.
Looks like that's.
Okay, yep, I did just locate it.
Go
No,
ahead,
you're
get
good.
started, get
Good.
started.
Okay.
Does look like on the spreadsheet that it might be a duplicate, so.
Yeah, that was my first question.
Yeah.
It is a duplicate? Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Same charge, same everything. So yes, it was just duplicate.
It was just charged. Okay.
All right, Kathy, we do have a packet here of information with the notice and some photos. Do you have something to?
No, it's just, when you said duplicate, because I had
So
two.
you received two notices? Okay, yes.
Same thing, yeah.
So, yeah, so we're talking about one assessment in the amount of $149. And this was for work performed on December 5th of 2025 at the rate of $149 for up to 20 minutes of service. And in your appeal, it says that the city did not shovel the sidewalks, the tenant did it. You have a comment on that you'd like to provide to the committee before we continue?
Yeah, I wasn't aware that anyone came out to be able to do anything. This is one of my tenants that lives there at the property. And this 513 West Superior is inmate housing for the corrections department. And I was not aware that anyone other than myself and my guys, did the snow. Now I did remember seeing a blue warning card that I guess the city snow sends out. And when I saw that card, I told them, let's get out there, handle the snow, so it's not nothing that, I purposely or intend to do, because I pay a lot of taxes over there. So I'm not trying to, have anything, added to my taxes. But somebody knowing, we don't know anything. I don't know anything other than myself and the guys getting out there doing it.
Thank you very much for that testimony. Looks like the notice on the door, should have worn glasses today. It looks like it has 12,
Okay.
is that 12:8
It's like
or 12:4?
12:4.
It should be 12:4.
Okay.
Very tiny. I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. I highlighted it. It was 12:4. Okay, so the date, the notice was placed on 12/4. It looks like the date of service was the next day, on the 5th. And these are the photos provided pre and post service.
We did make a note that homeowner attempted but not to coat lots of ice. That was their comment on that.
So the homeowner did, or the tenant in this case did attempt to clear it, but there was ice remaining on the sidewalk, which explains the first picture, right? Like it looks.
Right, that looks pretty clear.
Questions or comments from committee members?
Yeah, I appreciate, the property owner coming. But it looks like that's the minimum charge and there is ice buildup on a good portion of this time. So, I think that's probably a
At the very least, maybe salt was laid or they
Yeah,
were
and-
scraping it up.
clear that all of these are really difficult, I think, for all of us, right? We're trying to be fair. And it looks like, some work may have been done, but that ice buildup is still there. And I think we're as low as we can go on the minimum charge.
Mhm.
And I don't. It would appear that work has been performed.
Can I see pictures by any chance?
Yes.
I'll run up what I have.
Thank you.
I will make a note as well. I'm not sure if, because I don't have all of the photos, if the ramps that go down to the street and those have been covered, but they're.
The ramps, we block off. I block off because I don't like nobody, going down them, because it's slippery, so we block them off with some rails.
Okay, you're allowed to do that?
Why can't I? I don't want nobody slipping.
I'm sorry. Block off the ramps that go down into the
No,
street.
no,
this
no, no,
side.
no.
I'm talking about this side. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I'm not, I'm talking about on my house.
So this is. This would be last year. Through there. This would show. Because you're not on your chart.
Okay, so what did you guys do?
So this right. This area here. Along here, do you see where there's a bunch of ice there? And then along through here? That would have been cleared up by our contractor.
I didn't know that because, we didn't see anybody,
It-
come out
yeah,
and do
it
that.
definitely looks like you guys have done a good job of taking care of it. It's just this, the ice that's still. You guys need to sit this out. No. I agree with. There's someone virtually.
Oh.
That's been waiting. But go ahead. I'm just getting the name and address.
Okay, thank you.
They've been waiting.
Oh, we're not aware that we had
Yep.
anyone participating virtually.
Just told me to set the address.
Okay, thank you.
It is the minimum amount and there was work completed, so I would move to deny this appeal.
Okay, that is a proper motion. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Again, as we have expressed, if you disagree with this determination, there is for 35 days to appeal to the Michigan Tax Tribunal if you'd like to further appeal. The Michigan Tax Tribunal. It should be on the notice. A letter went out with the information on how to contact them. Our office manager may also have that website or contact information.
So for the little part, somebody came out and we did not know of anybody coming out. We're being charged $149.
Correct, based on the reports and the notice that was, we have a photo of the notice that was placed on the home.
Well, I
And-
did say I got, a blue card,
Mm-hmm.
a warning. And like I said, and at that particular time, I had all the guys, out to handle, my snow. Cause this is not, my sidewalks and stuff. So this is not nothing that we usually do,
Yeah, thank you. And you do have the option to appeal that further if you'd like. Okay, and so we have 3,700 West Homes. Christian is the property owner. Are you able to hear us? Are you connected to the microphone at this time?
Yes, I'm here if you can hear me.
It's number 34. Our friend.
City TV, do we have Christian available to speak with us?
Yeah.
Yes.
I am here. I'm not sure if you're unable to hear me or not.
Okay. Thank you. We are just getting. Thank you very much, Renee.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we
Yes.
can hear you now. Thank you.
Okay, there we go. Yes, so we received this a couple weeks ago. We did not move to Lansing until March 3rd. That's when we took ownership of the house. We moved from Genesee County. I do know the previous owner was working in Ohio. So there is, I don't doubt that you guys did work here, but we did not live at this property at that time.
Councilmember Pelly Vonnegut.
Yes, Councilmember
I have
Foss.
it. I have it.
Thank you
Hold up.
very much.
I would say we should pause maybe on this one and get further clarification because that is going to be something we need the city attorney to weigh in on the ownership of the property.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
can
unless you're
bring
able
that
to provide-
question to I can bring that question to my office.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think we need some really clear direction from the city attorney's office regarding ownership.
Yeah, because that is a very big question.
I agree.
Yeah, because I guess my question with that would be, unless there's a lien on my property that wasn't found when I bought the home, I'm not sure why that would come back on us.
Because it's tied to the property.
Yep. and
Right, but then that should have been considered a lien.
And so we do, I think we'd like for
The city
our city
attorney.
attorney to give us a definitive statement on that before we move forward with this consideration for this particular property. Christian, apologies that you have been waiting to address this committee, but we are taking this all of these points into consideration. And we will be addressing this specific property at our next meeting on June 25th.
And and perhaps I might suggest we do this one first since he did call in.
Absolutely. We will take this
Yeah.
first at
So
4 PM.
My question is like, what's the legal part of this that we're questioning?
Yep, I think we're trying to find that out right now.
Right.
Sorry.
So when it comes to the ownership of property, who the title, the deed, there are some questions there. And we just want to make sure that we are getting this right. The decisions that we make will affect future decisions that are made for property owners. And we just want to make sure that we have all of the information in front of us that we need to make these determinations. So for that reason, we will pause on this property. We will take up 37 West Holmes as our first property at the next meeting on June 25th. And with that, this committee is adjourned at 5:18 PM. Thank you.
I put everything from.
Perfect.
Yep.
Okay, so that's,
Christian, I will email you with all the details for the next meeting.